All right, YouTube, it is Mr. Mean coming at you this crazy hair Tuesday. I hope everyone is doing well. It is after work. I have to go get my son in a little bit, but I wanted to. Man, I'm looking like a maniac here. Let's let the locks down. We can do that. We got lots of hair. Oh, geez, we're crazy. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, Sorry for the raggedy appearance here on the old beard. I got a new shaver, not a new one. I've had it, but I wasn't using it. My other one died, and I tried to trim my beard and didn't read the instructions, and I trimmed it a little too short. So letting it grow back out. Today's video du jour, as the title says, Castles and Crusades goodies. I had a health savings card uh, from my United Healthcare. Like when I do certain things, like I just had a physical, I just had all my blood work done, and I got my COVID booster and the flu shot and all that stuff previous. So I had some money saved up. So I had you can turn it in for a gift card, and so I did that, and I got a couple things from Troll Lord Games because, as everyone knows here on the Discords and on the YouTube channel, I'm a huge Castles and Crusades fan, and so I have to kind of keep up with all the goodies. So, with that being said, we're just going to kind of briefly go through these. This is also to help you make you aware that these are out and available to in the wild. If your favorite local game store doesn't have it, ask them to get it or order directly through Castles and Crusades or the Troll Lords web store. And if you do, tell them Mr. Mean sent you. And as always, like and subscribe, help the channel. You can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, blah, blah, blah. All the links will be in the doobly-doo. Anywho's, so the first thing, I want to go in order of favoritism here. I didn't have this, and this is newly revised Rune Lore. This is just a splat book. It retails for $15. It is a whopping 90 pages long. Of course, like most Castles and Crusades books, all the art is black and white on their splat books. It is glue bound. Again, glossy cover, glossy back with a little blurb on the back. It is a fingerprint magnet. If you can see that, but I mean, it's okay. It's gorgeous. The art, the cover is amazing. I love it. And the inside art was, I think, yeah, it's another good one. Either one could have been a really cool cover. But I do like that they went with that one. So this is basically adding an alternate character class to your Castles and Crusades, the Rune Lore. Rune Lorist. And this is basically doesn't have to be a dwarf, can be human or other races, but basically you carve runes, and as you level up you get to do other runes, and it gives you the complete character description. Rune mark is what it's called, the character class, and tells you what you get at level 1. You start with a d6 and hit points. Your base to hit is 0, because remember, only martial classes like the fighter get the +1 right off the bat. Everybody else gets it at +2, and I think there might be 1 or 2 that get it even later. And your check is charisma, intelligence, and none. Your hit points are a d6, disposition is any, weapons are any, armor, leather, padded hide, studded leather. Your prime attribute is charisma. And basically you make runes, and you use those runes to do things. And it is super cool. There's a bunch of runes that they've gathered from other sources and put it all into one book. I believe there are even some new runes, but don't quote me on that because I am not a historical force of nature for Castles and Crusades, even though I love it very much. I don't know all of it that well, but I'm a big fan of running the game, and I think my sweet spot for running it is 3rd level. I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Farcaster Northwest, because he turned me on. I had been contemplating, because I run a couple Castles and Crusades games and campaigns, and I start everybody at level 1. And while that's fine and it's fun if you're doing a home campaign, I think where people are sitting around your table, it's a little different than when you play a game online. People want to jump in online. They want to get right to the fun. While I'm a grognard and I believe it's starting at level 1, I think to facilitate a little more interesting gameplay, you should start them at third level. That way they get a couple of their abilities and things that make that class special to them, makes them feel good, and gives them some ability. Starts them with a couple more hit points, and you get to throw bigger and badder monsters at them. So it's a win-win. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I broke the little clip on my microphone, so I can't clip it on anymore. So I apologize. I have to kind of do it this way. And then I just realized I was holding a book up, so it might be blocking my voice. Let me know down below if the audio was okay. So book one, $14.99 retail price, Rune Lore. Has all of the information for playing a rune mark in it. And it's very tasty, and I'm very happy that it is in my collection. I spent today reading the next book on my break in my lunch hour, and I'm really enjoying what I'm reading. In fact, you're going to see a bookmark in here, as you can see. And I never thought of this, but again, this is where they've compiled a bunch of information from other resources and put it into another $14.99 book for 82 pages. Perfect bound again, black and white. Really cool cover. The art in here is fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, that is one of my favorite art pieces right there. It's just really well done. Troll Lords, you're knocking it out of the park with your artist. This is the Adventurer's Companion. This kind of replaces the familiar book. There's a hardback book. It's on the shelf back there. This replaces that book. I keep covering up my microphone like a dummy. So this replaces that book or adds to it, because this is the new 11th edition. It is OGL compliant, or it's not OGL, and it's got a lot of good information in it. But what this gives you is familiars for non-magical classes. So a monk, a fighter, a druid. Well, that's a magical class, but a ranger, a thief, an assassin can all have familiars, and it gives you rules and context how to bring that in and make it viable in your game. Now, can you make Beastmaster? Why, yes, you can. If you remember that movie, you get a gold star. The cool part is you don't have to be a magic user or a druid or a wizard or a sorcerer in order to get a familiar. You can now, if your GM allows, you can get a familiar. And this is a player forward-facing book. This is more for players. It's good information for GMs, but this is a player book. If you want to bring in familiars into your game and you get your GM's approval, this has everything in it you need. Gives a bunch of stats for normal creatures, even some mythological creatures. But of course, your bestiary or your monsters and treasure book is also going to have a lot of information in there. So you kind of need both books, and you kind of don't. If you have monsters and treasures already, then this is a bonus. If you don't have monster and treasure, this is going to give you enough information to get you started, and then maybe pick that book up later, or ask your GM if you can look at it. But it gives you all the stats and all the basic stuff in here for monsters. It also, and of course, I have it bookmarked for the monk because I play a monk, and so I want to see what familiars are available to me. I play a dwarven monk, and so I'm thinking probably a badger. But there's spirit animals and things like that as well. So lots of cool information. But on top of that, it also caters to your magical classes and gives you expanded information for familiars of the magical cast. So your sorcerer, your wizard, your druid, your thaumaturge, your clerics, all of those extra and different character classes are going to have rules in here. Rangers, rogues. Yeah, this is just, in my opinion, if your GM's going to allow this, this is the book to get. And maybe if you're feeling magnanimous, buy your GM a copy of this book and maybe help them out as well. That's a little better. Turn the light on. So really cool book, highly recommended. 82 pages, $14.99. It's a good read. So far, I've read all the way up to the monk. I'm really interested in the monks. I'm going to reread that section and dive into it a little bit more. But I'm really digging it, and I highly recommend it. If you're a player and you want familiars or animal companions, or even if you're a wizard or whatever and you want an animal companion or a familiar, this is the way to go. Pick that up. So another $14.99 cheap book. Then the next two are near and dear to my heart. I'm so glad I was able to pick them up. Didn't realize that they were already out. There was a major Kickstarter for them, and we got them. So we've got Codex Infernum and Codex Exaltum. These are part of their Codex series. These are 11th edition compatible, so none of that OGL slop in there. This is fully Castles and Crusades, Siege of Summer compatible, all that good stuff. One is demons and monsters and hell, and one is angels and deities and things like that. I'm not going to go through them too much because I think there's other reviews that'll do it better. I haven't even had a chance to read them. I just bought these yesterday, or I just got them yesterday in the mail. The funny part is the Codex Exaltum was sitting on my porch. I think it was delivered earlier in the day yesterday, and it stormed here. We had thunderstorms. We got a couple inches of rain, and it was, while it did get a little bit of wet, the pages were wavy for moisture. The cardboard was soaked. I literally picked it up and water was dripping. You could squeeze the cardboard like a sponge and water was coming out. Book inside was fine. It was not wrapped in plastic. Just it had, I must have got home right in time, and it was been sitting out there soaking in the rain on my patio. But luckily, it did no damage to the book. There's no warpage. I did on the precaution side, I did wipe it down with a nice cloth to absorb any moisture that might have been on it. I also opened up the pages. You can see I don't know if it'll pick it up or not. The camera may not. Yeah, I don't think I can get a good. You can kind of see some waviness there on the pages, right on the edges of the page, and I can feel it. But what I did is I live in northern Minnesota. Everybody has basements here. I have a dehumidifier in my basement. And so what I did is I set this next to the dehumidifier, like with the spine, the covers open, and kind of fanned the pages just to make sure none of them were sticking. And I let it sit overnight. And this morning it looks perfectly fine. So Codex Exaltum, Codex Infernum. Codex Exaltum is $29.99 hardback, and it is roughly 128 pages. It has some full color art in it, some black and white art. I think, or is it? Yeah, it's all full color, I believe. Yeah, there's a lot of art in here, some color plates. Do yourself if you're interested in the deities and the divine, the gods, and the creatures that they employ. This is an awesome, awesome book. Same thing for Codex Infernum. If you're interested in demons and devils and all the evil gods, this is the book. Again, $29.99 hardback, stitch sewn. I think this one's a couple pages more. This one is 144 pages long. So I think it's a little bit bigger, right? Yeah, it's about 20 pages larger than Exaltum, but this is, again, color, black and white, some black and white. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Amazing art in here. So even if you're playing OGL or you're playing D&D, this is stuff that you could bring into your game, and it would fit perfectly. Oh, Orcus. Look at Orcus in all his glory. Yeah, guys. And it's got full siege stats, which is siege is the engine that Castles and Crusades uses. The art is phenomenal in here. There's monsters from every level going all the way up. So, come on, guys. Look at that. Tell me that is not amazing. Amazing art. So, yeah. What is it? $29.99 hardback. Add them to your collection. They're going to be great. You're going to love them. If you go pick them up, tell the Troll Lords that Mr. Mean sent you. If I've piqued your interest, let them know that Mr. Mean spread the good word. And if you're going to be at Excalibur Con in Duluth in, I think it's August, I will be running Castles and Crusades and Daggerheart at the convention. If you're going to be at Gamehole Con in Madison, Wisconsin in the middle of October, October 15th through the 14th through the 19th, I will be there running Castles and Crusades, and maybe even a little Daggerheart. I'm waiting for them to open up the GM subscription or the GM thing so I can post my games. I'm waiting to hear back from Troll Lords so that they will sponsor the event and I can have some, hopefully some freebies to give out at the con. So anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, helping the channel grow. As always, peace and hair grease. And remember, Mr. Meat says, be nice.